Hello and welcome to the world's first Paul Weller fan podcast. I'm Dan Jennings. This is the story of 66, a celebration of the brand new album from the legend that is singer, songwriter and musician Paul Weller. This new series features podcast conversations with many of the huge talents that have been involved in the creation of Paul's 17th solo studio album. What I hope is that these podcasts give you a deeper insight into the creation of the new LP and that sheer joy of the creative process. And ultimately, it all comes back to the songs. What you'll hear about this LP, probably more than any other, is an album packed full of collaboration. Welcome to the story of 66. Delighted to welcome another brand new guest to the Paul Weller Fan Podcast. A voice that you'll know as a Paul Weller fan, Louise Marshall joins us. You'll have seen her on Hootenanny performing with Paul. Part of the backing singers for Studio 150, that DVD with Jocelyn Brown and Carleen Anderson. She also performed with Paul on Later with Jools Holland back in 2017. Woozy Mama with P.P. Arnold. What a great performance that was. So we'll chat about that. And topping the charts and being nominated for a Brit Award for Song of the Year for a song called Afraid to Feel by LF System. Louise has also produced 2 original albums, Wait For You and Beautiful, a collection of her own wonderful original songs. And of course, we'll chat 66, Jumble Queen, Soul Wandering, and 2 fantastic sessions at Black Barn Studios with Samadou Jayafaleka. 2 amazing voices that work so brilliantly well on this album together. And of course, as part of Jools Holland's band. Another huge talent to the podcast. Let's get into it. Louise Marshall, thanks for joining me.
Beautiful to be here. Thank you.
Oh, lovely to see you. It's taken a little while because you are so ridiculously busy.
Very blessed to be working musician of wonder and everything. So it's great singing with everybody and it's a delight. So yes, finally we get to chat.
Yeah, it's a good thing. Well, the thing is, because you are like band leader, you're a singer, you're a songwriter, you're a backing vocalist, and also an actress.
Well, I've touched a little bit on that.
Right,
yes.
Just a little bit of the thespian about you, yeah. And so many people will know you from Jools' big band, from the Hootenanny, and actually Paul Weller fans listening to this podcast will have come across you before as well. So we'll dig into all these memories, and we will talk 66, the new album from Paul Weller, and your involvement in that as well, which has been lovely. I mean, those tracks are absolute bangers.
Absolute delight. And I mean, Paul, he's just so relaxed, and you go to the studio, he just lets us create the vibes and, he gives us a few ideas and then he just lets us get on with it, which is a dream really, as an artist. And he's just great. The songs are just fabulous to create backing vocals over. So it just makes it an easy job, an easy, delightful afternoon.
Thing is, somebody who's as busy as you, I imagine, would appreciate the speed at which he works as well.
Very much so. So we're in there for moments, literally. Let's get it done, and that's the way I work. That's the way we work. Yeah, and it's just great. So you sing high, and Samadou and I have been. Yes, it's just great. That's how it works.
You have a great connection, the two of you as well. You and Samadou. I saw you at the tail end of last year as part of Jools and the big band, and I mean, my God, both of you as individuals have incredible vocals. But here we are on this album, the Weller album, and we're combining the two of you on backing vocals. It's just, you have that wonderful chemistry. You complement each other.
Thank you very much indeed. And that it's all about ears. It's all about listening. It's all about you higher, I'm lower, whatever. And we just know about thirds and what's going to sound great, what is in what's needed, basically.
You say the ears. Also, thank goodness, it's also the voice. And what a voice. Where does that come from?
Well, very blessed. It came from the hills of Oldham back in the day, listening to my sister, Melanie, always listened to her from small, accompanied by my brother Wayne, who's an organist, pianist. And from when I was 15 months old, I've been singing and they've been forcing me to learn these tunes, learn a hymn or an Negro spiritual or a nursery rhyme. They just got me to practice it. And then back in the days when we could record on cassette. So I've got all those recordings of me from 1 year old up to 7 years old of just lovely recordings of me singing, and being accompanied. And it's been a a delight to go back to those. So that's where it all started, in Oldham, sunny Oldham.
And in your head, how much of it is it's in the genes? Because you mentioned your brother and your sister there. I mean, these are hugely talented stars in their own right. I mean, your brother's got an OBE, for goodness sake, and your sister's like a star of theatre. I mean, this is nuts.
Indeed. Yes. Well, very blessed to be surrounded. I mean, our parents, my father, wonderful, wonderful tenor voice that he has, and trying to play the organ and piano as much as he can do now, which, it's been brilliant. My mum, bless her soul, an amazing alto vocals. I used to listen to her, but also was a great pianist as well, but not as professional musicians. We had a choir when I was small, and we used to perform and be in the church, but it was more Church of England rather than gospel world. It was very all things bright and beautiful and psalms and, that kind of vibe. So that type of musical discipline has always been with us since I was small. Yeah.
And what would have been the type of music you were listening to at home then in the house growing up?
Oh, definitely on a Sunday would be 100 Best Tunes. I don't know if anybody remembers that on a Sunday evening. Well, of course, listening to Top of the Pops. Oh, no, that was more a Thursday, wasn't it? Sundays was listening to the charts on the radio. Yeah, and music everywhere. Music was, a delight.
First connection with Paul Weller. So can you remember when you would have first come across his music? Would it have been the Jam, the Style Council solo? Was it a thing in your world?
All those. Just the Style Council, of course, those flavours. Well, I first worked with Paul, now I have to say, it was actually the week of my wedding. So Sam Brown, I know, the week, yes. Sadly, Sam Brown wasn't able to do a gig with him. So she rang me and she said, would you like to do a gig with Paul Weller? It's only one song. Okay. The beautiful thing was to work with Carleen Anderson and Jocelyn Brown. They were the other backing vocals. Okay. Yes, that'd be nice. So we got to sing All Along the Watchtower. That song builds up and it builds, and Paul's starting and we're not on right until the end of the song, and then it's just relentless. All Along the Watchtower. I mean, it was just like, wow. That was BV heaven to be with Paul, and they, just delight, absolute delight. So that was 2004. That was I first worked with him.
Let me show you something. So this would have been around this time. So this was a Studio 150. This is Paul's covers album, but this was the DVD. So this was the gig at the was it Riverside Studios? I think, was it where TFI Friday was? That's right. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'll be on that. Yeah. Oh, delight. Yes.
So how much rehearsing? That was the week of your wedding. So how much rehearsing were you able to fit in?
Oh, I think it was, because Sam wasn't able to do it, bless her. I think I just turned up on the evening, and we would just doing it, rehearsal and show.
What?
So that's the glory of it, and his band was ridiculous. I mean, my goodness, incredible. And just to be amongst it all was heavenly, really, absolutely heavenly. This is what it was all about,
And you sung with those two before? You sung with them before?
No.
Right.
So to be just willy-nilly, these are the backing vocals of the day. Oh, right, okay. I can't get up my heart, and apparently nothing, surrounded by those women. That's quite a level of delight. Yeah. So, yeah.
And you have sung with Paul on the Hootenanny. You must have done, surely.
Yes. So, yes, my first ever Hootenanny, which was 2006, because I know that because I was pregnant with my daughter. And that was legendary because not only that, Paul was playing the piano and singing Don't Go to Strangers with Amy Winehouse, giving it gorgeousness in that legendary performance on the Hootenanny. So, yeah, it was pretty special then, yeah.
I love the fact that all of your performances with Paul are marking very special occasions. So the pregnancy, the wedding.
Yeah. Indeed. So, yes.
You're right. That was an absolute legendary performance, wasn't it? It was something very special, that.
Very, very special. The band, Amy at the front there, looking fabulous, and Paul on keyboards. I didn't even know he played, and just getting on with it. It was, I think, just brilliant.
That would have been around 2006. That would have been the time when you joined Jools' band full time. Then at that point, that
would have been my first summer with him. Yes, and the rest is history. And look at us now. It's an absolute joy. Oh goodness, I mean, it just brings so many amazing opportunities to sing with so many different artists. the Hootenanny, and it's a delight, absolute delight. Yeah.
Jools also has his band. I mean, he has such high standards as a band leader. He's not mucking about there. I mean, those live shows are magnificent parties. They're fabulous events, but also the sound is incredible. I mean, all the musicians are top notch. All the singers are incredible. The guests that he has with him are incredible as well. So he's not mucking about. And
mucking about. Those people are asked nicely, and they'll say, "Oh, okay, yes," and we just get on with it. It's brilliant. It's filmed as it is, and festivities and drinks, and 10, 9, 8, and and for the last 4 or 5 years, Jools has asked me to sing the Auld Lang Syne, which has been an absolute treat and, an honour really to be asked. And not only that, but to get to sing 2 verses as well. It's not just like, it is quite a high prestigious thing, to be out to the nation at that time. So it is a special time in the Hootenanny, yeah.
It's one of those shows, I mean, there aren't many shows at that time of night that get really decent audiences, and that one is like everybody watches that show, right?
Everybody watches it. You're either watching the fireworks on the other side of the channels or Jools, which is, brilliant.
Gosh, is that nearly 20 years then since you joined Jools' band?
It is about that. It's about, 18, yeah.
Mad. And what is it about the live performance? Forget the Hootenanny for a second, but that live band, like I say, I saw you with Italian last year at the Royal Albert Hall. It's such a great night out, but it's wonderful how you all get your moments to come to the front and to sing. And the band members as well, the guys on brass are coming to the front to play. Everybody gets their moment to shine, don't they?
Everybody gets a shining moment to delight, guys and gals, should I say, because we've got Anna on the saxophone there at the front as well. Yeah, it's an absolute delight. And with Ruby and somebody myself getting the solo delight, it is wonderful. And to wear our pretty frocks and sprinkles and to be in a crowd. I mean, we're there 2 nights, and so it just repeats. It's so overwhelming. The sound is amazing there. The venue is one of the best in the world, and the crowds are all there to support Jools and the band, and it is absolutely delightful. Yeah, it's a winner.
In the same way as Jools, I imagine, has to somehow protect his hands. They're probably insured for a fortune. You have to protect the voice. So when you're gigging so much, and there's a lot of touring with that band, you're on the road, seems constantly. How are you keeping those vocals nice and rested at the right time and all that? You're not caning it when you're out on the road with Jools, presumably.
Absolutely not. Do you know what? I think caning, those days are gone for bands. I don't know. I'm a chamomile tea and a honey and a chewing ginger and lemon and, all the whole's extra strong, actually. Somebody who got me onto those, and they are a winner. Absolutely brilliant for soothing. There's another thing called Voice 37 that is it's basically made up of slippery elm, which is fantastic for lining the throat for any problems there. And basically, not laughing loudly, steaming. Yes. Steaming. Because it's in the winter, Mum's always dressing up with a nice scarf and keeping hydrated. I do love, there's a cough medicine, a Chinese herbal cough medicine, which is constantly with us. And actually, I've had some today because I've been doing a lot of singing today. It really does just gets everything back to square one and niceness. Nice.
Well, we'll talk about your own material in a second as well. Mm-hmm. I want to touch on a couple of other Weller connections. So Paul played on Jools Holland, this would have been 2017.
Yeah.
And a song called Woozy Mama with P.P. Arnold. And there you were playing the Madeleine Bell role, actually. She was on the record, but you started singing with P.P. Arnold and Paul.
Yes. I mean, my goodness, P.P. Arnold, again, meeting her for the first time. Oh, my goodness, what an absolute joy of a woman. We just rocked it. I know that we had the memo of wearing black and gold, and that's exactly what we did. We rocked black and gold outfit, and, we had our headpieces on, and it was, woo, somebody, just simple and, just, again, rocking. When you got a hook like that, you're just sitting in it and you're just waiting for your time and go. It's just delight. Yeah, so that was another 2017. Wow. Yeah, brilliant.
I know. I was thinking that earlier. It's like, what's that? 7 years ago?
Yeah, she was. Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
The one thing I think about with people like yourself, when you have that incredible voice, there must be a confidence that comes with it. And when I watched that back on YouTube earlier on, that performance, and I was like, you must know that you look cool doing that. You must do. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like, if I could sing like that, I would be like, yeah, look at me. I'm the dogs.
Yes, you got a certain coolness about it, but you've also, it's live, it's cameras, it's action, it's stepping in the right place, all that kind of thing, and giving the performance, but not outshining Paul, obviously, and giving the full support and delight that is needed to be backing vocalist, and it's just great, really, really great, Yeah.
And the thing about that show is it's recorded as live in the round, isn't it? So
it really is.
It's not like we're having 2, 3, 4, 5 takes to this thing. It's
definitely
like
not.
Bang, straight in.
That's it. Yeah, that is the one, and it's out. Because there's no time. There's no time. Just get on with it. Cameras are rehearsed. It's so slick. It's so brilliant. It really is brilliant.
I wanted to ask you about the song "Afraid to Feel." Was it the Hootenanny Just Gone? I'm trying to remember now.
So that would have been, I sang it in the 2022 going into 2023.
Right, so the one before last. Okay.
The one before, that's it.
And this was, tell me how this song came out, because this was a massive, massive song by LF System with you on the vocals.
System. Yes.
And it was nominated for a Brit Award, wasn't it?
It was for Song of the Year, which I forced myself. I said to the lads, I'm coming as well to the Brit Awards. Sat in the audience and waited. Oh, there's a song, and Harry Styles, he won that.
Of course he bloody did.
Of course he did. Of course he bloody did with his high trousers on.
So how did that song come about? Because they'd manipulated your vocals on it in a way, hadn't they, for this dance tune?
The original was in 1978, I think, by a group called Silk. The song was Can't Stop Turning You On. That was the name of the track. So, I had to cover that sound of the vocalist. And so I did it in May 2022. And suddenly in July 2022, it was number one. And it stayed number one for 8 weeks, which is just like unbelievable. Just wow. It's like a dream come true. But it was just, what? Couldn't believe it. Looking at the charts on the internet, and it was still up there. Goodness, beating Kate Bush and Beyonce and Harry Styles, and incredible, absolutely incredible. So the guys are touring. They're touring around as DJs all over the place, and because it was the 2022, I did ask Jools. We started to perform it in the live gigs, which was great, and we did a slow version of it. And then we thought, well, it's Song of the Year, so it's got to be played on the Hootenanny. So I did ask Jools, and we managed to get it on there. And it was just another one of those, oh my goodness, I can't believe this is happening moments on, live television. And it's a moment I'll never forget, really.
It's one of those things where, there are so many songs in the world anyway. There are so many dance songs. So when you're doing that vocal, you're probably thinking, we'll see where this goes, obviously, but you can't believe, wasn't it like the biggest selling dance song for 10 years or something?
In the decade, that's right, yes. For a dance track to be at number one for that length of time. So it has to go down in record, yeah. And I did get my number one statue as well. Well, it's gone double platinum now, actually. So I got my disc, and that's up in the wall in the living room, and it's a one-off. So very, very blessed.
Amazing. I think I loved about the Hootenanny it was the one right before New Year as well, wasn't it? So you were taking us up to the top of the hour.
Yeah. Yes, the hot spots of then. Yes. What an honour.
I would also want to ask you about a song, before we get onto the album 66, I want to ask you about a song which you sang on, which is such a beautiful song. It is one of the songs that my wife and I had in our wedding ceremony.
Oh.
I could ask you to try and guess, but you've sung on so many songs, we could be here all night. But it's a song called You Are the Best Thing.
Oh, my goodness, with Ray LaMontage.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Well, goodness, you are the best thing. You're the best thing, baby. Yes. Oh my gosh.
Keep going, Louise.
Another.
I was saying this to my wife. She'll love it.
Oh, well, I'll tell you what, that Mr. Ray is one of the shyest men I probably know. And then he creates this voice that just came from the Lord. Just incredible. Yeah. So there was myself, my sister Melanie, and Billy Godfrey, lovely friend of mine, singer. We got to sing I think Ethan, was it Ethan who was the producer on that particular track, and went to Abbey Road. And just this man just very silent in the back, and then it just blew up that tune. What a tune. What a tune. Yeah, absolute. Great. And he's gone on quiet again, hasn't he? He probably did 2 or 3 albums, whatever, but he's, gem. What a gem.
Yeah, he's an absolute talent. And the thing is, I hadn't even, until I just said this to you now, I hadn't quite clicked the fact that it's very close to the title that the Style Council share. But I hadn't got the you're the best thing. You are the best thing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Hold on. People will think I only pick songs that have some kind of Weller connection, even really tenuous like that, you know.
Oh.
But I don't. But you've performed with so many amazing people like Squeeze, David Gilmour, Noel Gallagher, and live with Robbie Williams. We mentioned Amy Winehouse as well. What is it that you think these people have in common, this kind of star quality that makes them stand out, Louise?
I think they know how to write a gem. It's all about, but then writing a gem, but then to perform it with a band or with themselves, or it's opening their heart. It's a profession that is like no other, really, to be a musician, to be a singer, because you're giving yourself to, it could be two people, it could be 2,000, it could be 20,000, it could be, 120,000 people, or you're in your booth recording. You're still giving a part of yourself for that 2 minutes or however, 2 hours. So to be with all these amazing, we share the same kind of nervousness, I'm sure, or stomach kind of, oh my goodness, right, it's the song starting now, and then we're off. The voice could croak, or we could, the lights could go off or whatever, but we got to keep going. And I think that is it's a presentation of what we are giving day after day, night after night, performance or whatever, and speaking with our inner self.
I must ask you about, my kids wouldn't forgive me if I didn't ask you about Ed Sheeran. So my eldest absolutely loves Ed Sheeran. You got to sing with Ed on the Overpass Graffiti song off of the album Equals.
That's right.
What was that experience like?
Again, another... another track of another disc that is in my living room,
Oh, living room must be full of them.
Yeah, I didn't sing with him at the time, but this is the glory of doing a lot of session works. And I was doing work today of another project, and it could be, it could be and it's, but these gem sessions do lead to the sprinkles of what is of my career and what is going on. So yeah, I mean, Ed Sheeran, we did work with him on one of the Hootenannies a while back as well. And he's just a delight, He just comes in quiet and then just sets up his guitars and just gets on with it. But it's the delight of the tunes and that he's got that captivates all audiences of all ages, your children. And he's having a bit of a rest now, I'm sure, but he'll come back. People do need a rest from performing, The touring, Paul's not stopped, is he? It's a lot of touring. It's a lot of your body that you're driving and traveling and sleeping in different beds in hotel rooms and getting up, that air conditioning, switch that up. It's knackering, but it's what we love. Touring, I've been doing it since 2002, and long may it rain, and yeah, brilliant. So yeah.
Let's talk about 66. So this new album from Paul Weller, celebrating his 66th birthday.
He is, yeah. Clearly doesn't look it or act it or anything.
Well, still has that kind of hunger, that desire to find new music, because he's always digging out new stuff, but also to make new music.
Yeah. Again, it's the glory of having the studio at his home and just great guys around him, great girls and, all that. And the only thing I ask him is not to smoke in the studio when we're singing. It's as simple as that.
That seems fair.
Yeah, I think that's fair. But I can be very straightforward with Paul, and he's a gem. And as I said, when we get in there and say, right, I've got this song, Louise, what do you think? And he just lets us get on with it. He's obviously got his ideas, but then we build, and if you want, that's how we've done so for so long, that we know what is required or needed for that particular sound or flavor. And another beautiful album. Yeah. And loving because I saw the description of the guy that did the
Peter Blake.
Oh, that's it. Oh my goodness, what a beautiful piece. Yes. The colours and it's brilliant. Just the text, the font, should we say?
Yeah.
It's just brilliant. Soul wandering and soul wandering. It's just
Let's talk through these two tracks. Have you been in the studio environment with Paul any point before this in your career? I was trying to think. I don't think so, but I wanted to check.
When I've been to the studio, when we did rehearse for Woosamama, actually, and that was with a full band. So
that was at Paul's studio, was it?
That was at Paul's studio. And then for this particular album, it was just me and Summerdo. because he'd already recorded everything. So we were just adding our flavours, and I think he was going to be adding the brass at some point. And it's nice to be, in that studio, just nice, the two of us, two headphones and getting on with it. But obviously it's great when there's other musicians there as well. But for this particular project, it was just me and Somadou.
And 2 sessions. Let's talk Jumble Queen and Soul Wandering. I can't quite remember what Somadou said in terms of which came first. So let's see if you can remember. But it doesn't really matter. But let's talk Jumble Queen. So this is lyrics from Noel Gallagher.
Oh, right.
And I don't know if you know that.
I didn't know that, no.
Yeah, there you go. So another little Noel Gallagher connection. There you go.
Yeah, gosh.
You might have known it as Take, because I think Somadou knew it as Take, which was the original name for the song. So take what you want from me. Take all that you want. Oh, yeah.
I think actually Somadou was guiding me on this. Take what you want. Yeah. Take what you want from me. Yeah. Vibes. Just full rock. Just like, like a lion. Take what you want. Yeah, great.
That's the song you have to warm up for that one, right?
Just go for it. Just yes, Take. Somebody was up there. Take, and I was take what you want. Take what you want from me. Yeah, lovely.
Naturally, because you work with each other so long now, I would guess the two of you know where you're going to pitch each other because you know how you complement each other, right?
Absolutely. That's the beauty of working with different singers, or we just know that that's what we're going to be, or take what you want, we'll be too low, take, it says, we just know, la, 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 pick a note in the chord and go.
The thing is, I mean, in our heads as listeners to music, we think, I say we think, I can only speak for myself and I am an idiot, but you always think these songs are kind of made in the order that they sound and an album is made in the order that it sounds. But you're not singing, waiting to hear the whole song through and sing your bits. They're getting you to sing in the chunks where they need you, I guess. Right?
Correct. Because then there's a brass section there that's going on, clearly not needed in that. Well, we do. Yeah, we do a couple of hours, don't we? Yes, actually. But the hook, the chorus bits, we'll just keep going over that probably once or twice, record it, and then it's print. But we've got to listen to what Paul has he's demoed or he's actually recorded, and we're fitting around him as well, getting with his rhythms and flavours. So that's the beauty of doing backing vocals. We're surrounding the artist with that backing vocal sound that is required.
Soul Wandering was the song that was the kind of lead single, and such an amazing tune, which both you and Somadou add so much to. I think it's one of my favourite songs from Weller for a long time. That is great.
Lovely. Well, he knows what he's doing, Paul, doesn't he?
Well, the thing about this one is, I don't know if you know this, the lyrics were written by Bobby Gillespie.
Oh, didn't know.
Primal Scream on your CV.
My gosh.
She's updating as we speak. There'll be a gold disc on your wall behind you. That would have been the second session. So this would have been the other time you went down to Blackpool.
Yeah. Yes, that's right. Because we'd split them up. Yeah. Again, just asking Paul not to smoke in his studio and just getting up, play it, play it again. Somebody do you high, I'm low, and that's the magic that is created, and Paul said, no, keep that and do it again, or we'll build on it. Yeah, it's just having the freedom to be able to do what we do best, basically. And Paul just saying, right, done, take, done, and we're out in an hour, whatever, So
he doesn't, and he's not getting you to do like multiple, because some producers, some artists will get you to do like over and over and over again, right?
Yeah, it's time you've got to tell him to stop that. But no, with Paul, it's very quick, actually. It's, that's lovely, Louise. Yeah, that's lovely to do, and he just works quickly because he's got things to do. Get us in quick and easy. Brilliant. Singing delights. Great.
The other thing with it is that you're not there for the final song. The song, they take your bits and then they build and they, continue building and building. So when did you get to hear the final version? Can you remember?
I think when it comes out on Spotify, basically.
It's on the radio.
Yeah, or, looked at Instagram and, Paul's got his album out and you've seen, it was February, wasn't it? February this year that got released.
The single would have been around that.
Yeah. Just, oh my goodness, just lovely. Love to be part of it, So I did a copy and paste of Instagram and got it back. Oh, yes, sing along with. Yeah, just great energy. So hello. Yes, it's lovely to be part of these Artist of Delights albums. Paul's great.
I would guess for you, I mean, you never get tired of that buzz of hearing your voice on music, and those songs coming out of the radio, that never gets, even though this has happened so much to you.
Very blessed where that can happen. I'm not with a record company, so to be able to be free to be with so many different artists is an actual joy. It really is. And it's been my career since coming out of college, and musical theatre, and then started touring. My first tour was with Marty Pello, actually. And it's just non-stop, Beverly Knight and Michael Ball and all different types of people, and it's been great.
Outside of the recording with Paul, so you're in the studio, obviously smoking outside, so
yeah.
Do you get to have much chats with him, or is he just outside puffing away before he comes back in?
No, he's in the studio, but because we have a door, say, you're not allowed in here, Paul. No, he's obviously in the booth. No, we're in the booth, and he's with the sound engineer lad there. Engineer, yeah, he's just going, yeah, we'll keep that, or let's do it again, or he's so cool. I mean, as you see him, he's so cool and relaxed and chilled, and loves to talk about his children and his family. Very family orientated. That is the beauty of one element of him that's really beautiful. And surrounded by family. Yeah.
A lot of the artists who get down to Black Barn, because they're there for quite long stints, end up going to the Ripley Curry Garden, which is kind of like this tradition. You're in and out so quickly, that's not happening.
In and out, I didn't even know that one. I'll be telling them next time. Maybe coming in the evenings. Like, I'm a bit hungry now, Paul. Where are you taking us? I'll be mentioning that next time, yes.
Before you go, we must touch on your own material as well. And similar to some of them, actually, you're very hard to pigeonhole, which is a good thing, because you love soul, you love the R&B, there's classical, there's jazz, there's all sorts going on.
I've always kept my options open like a big tree that my branches can spread all over different areas. And I think I will come back as a tree because I do love them. And I think that kind of where I'm sharing there and that element and this and that, I think that has been my window of glory, really, that my particular material is a mixture of soul and jazz, some original creations. Well, quite a lot of original songs, but I've done 2 covers. I've done a slow version of I Want to Dance with Somebody with Pete Adams doing beautiful chord changes there. And I've done Chain Reaction as a reggae version. Yeah, it's all the different mixtures. Plus, on both of my albums, when I was talking about singing when I was very small, I've got recordings of me singing when I was very small on my albums. So, yes, on my favourite tunes. Just covering all bases, really. Bit of classical, bit of pop, bit of jazz.
So I worked out, I think it was a 7-year gap between albums. We're due another one then. So where's
absolutely. Yeah, exactly. During the dreaded lockdown, I was part of a songwriting club, which was all done by Zoom, obviously. My friend Jeff Gascoigne did the songwriting group where on Zoom, and we'd get a subject, and we'd just then go off for a week because we had time in our hands to write a song and come back the next week and play the tunes. And it was amazing. We've got all the Dropbox songs and brilliant. I mean, it's still going on now in its whatever week it's going on. So I did collaborate with Jeff, and we've written some songs. We've got them recorded. I performed them earlier on in the year in Southend and also at the 606 Club. You're going to be definitely bringing out some new material. So definitely need to get that definitely on the horizons of newness. Yes, on Spotify and other platforms.
And it's so hard to make a living from that side of things now, from releasing your own material, right? Spotify, they ain't paying, are they?
They're not even paying, no. The joy of performing is the wonder, really. That's what it's all about. Later on in the year, I'll be at the Pheasantry, actually, doing the music of Sergio Mendes, which is another favourite of mine, all that type of music. And that's the 7th of August, I think it is. And also, so total diverse. So I've got my Sergio Mendes music, but then I'm also doing the music of Ella Fitzgerald in Birmingham in August as well. So Birmingham Town Hall, just keeping all plates spinning and all the options, and it's been great to be asked to do all these different projects. And that's with Mike Lovett, that particular one, the Ella and Sinatra kind of flavours. So I'll be singing with Matt Ford.
It's always a joy to see you perform live because you're such an amazing dynamic performer. Your voice is incredible. There's one actually I should have asked you about this earlier on. There's a version you do of Valentine Moon, which you mentioned Sam Brown earlier on. I absolutely love Sam. That song is just incredible, but I love your version of it as well. Your take on it, your flavour that you add to it is
Thank you very much indeed. And I did put that on my second album, actually. So that it's lovely to perform that and to record it with the band and Jools. And yeah, I mean, Sam and Jools wrote that together, and that's the lovely thing that I hear the tune and then I add my own flavours onto it. And that's what Jools really likes about my performance. Classic, absolute classic. Beautiful, beautiful tune.
Right, Louise, you're allowed one Paul Weller song for the rest of your life. Final question on this podcast. You are allowed one song. It can be the Jam. We've not talked about the Jam. It could be the Jam. It could be the Style Council. It could be solo. What would you go with?
You do something beautiful, yeah. Another fire, yeah. Ooh, Lord in the air. Ooh,
I don't know that one. What's that? Oh, no, I'm joking. I'm joking. You do something to me. Hey, look, I'd love to hear your version of that now.
Well, there we are.
That needs to happen.
Thing I need to do.
Just add that to your massive to-do list.
Yes. Yes.
Louise, thank you so much for your time. It's lovely to spend time with you. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Great. Bye-bye. Bye.
A reminder, if you've enjoyed this episode of the Paul Weller Fan Podcast, you can find a whole box set packed full of brand new episodes. The Story of 66, available now wherever you get your podcasts, Apple, Spotify, YouTube, and more, or at paulwellerfanpodcast.com. Whilst you're on my website, why not head into our store, grab yourself a virtual coffee. It's always nice to get a little thanks for this free content. Much appreciated. All available online, paulwellerfanpodcast.com. And here's the big ask. Please do spread the word on social media. So many amazing people giving their time for free to chat to me on these episodes of the podcast. So I'd love it if you could spread the word. Facebook, Instagram, and X. Tell everybody about the Story of 66, this celebration of the brand new album from Paul Weller. Thanks for listening. I'll see you next time.